Hey guys, what's up? My name is Arjun Chaturvedi. Welcome to another episode of Arjun's Cast. So here I am. My name is Arjun Chaturvedi and I'm the host for today's episode. And with me is Radhikamukherjee.
Hi Arjun.
Radhikamukherjee is the CEO and founder of Happydemic. So can you tell us a bit about Happydemic?
Sure. So Happydemic is a company that gives you intelligent solutions for internal and external stakeholders.
Okay.
What we do is, we combine music and we musicalize information that needs to be sent out. Because we strongly believe, there is a saying that says that if you can't, read it or understand it, sing it to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So with the power of music, we're actually making creative solutions and interventions for companies to reach out to the external and internal stakeholders.
Perfect.
And how do we do that is, and why we do it is, over time we realize that, music is only being used in a very sporadic way in organizations, that too for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
But actually people don't really realize the value that music can bring. They, like I said before, they say if you can't make them understand, if you can't make someone understand something, sing it to them. And the other side, we saw that there was while corporates were only using music as entertainment purposes, and there was more scope of using music in a more literal format to put in literacy into the organization in terms of their values, missions, visions, their new products, so on and so forth. There was also a great pool of talent that India has that is completely underutilized.
Being such a big, country in its own, we have
we have a huge geography.
Exactly.
And so how do you actually use the talent of India, the young talent of India that actually doesn't get proper representation? When I'm talking of proper representation in terms of, there are no big agencies or artist management firms that are ready to give time as a resource to manage them.
Yeah.
Because the kind of output that they get from them and the kind of input that they have to put in terms of resources and managing them, it turns out a very viable, it doesn't turn out a very viable option for the talent management companies. So you have this crazy fantastic talent that is actually unmanaged, unorganized, and difficult, easy to find but difficult to spot. So we said let's marry the two, and that is how Happydemic started. Currently, we're in our national footprint is 500 plus cities.
Wow.
We go down to taluka level. We're working with more than 150 corporates. We do their music strategies.
Okay.
So in terms of their corporate radio, in terms of the messaging that you want to give of a product, in terms of the anthem that they want to launch, an internal motivational song, so on and so forth. So we do their entire music strategy for the company and different forms of engagements. We have more than 1,800 artists on board, and we've done more than 4,000 events in the past 3 years that we've been present.
Well, but I see that you have a vast amount of network right now, and I don't think in India music is used to its utmost potential, because at one point of time I feel we went from music has many other benefits to itself, like music is also good for your mental health.
Right,
music
absolutely.
is good if you listen to it. It also helps you calm down, become focused in a lot of ways. But now you see outside, when you talk about music, people think about straight up rap.
Right.
And people don't think about rap in a good way.
Right.
People think about rap in a more materialistic manner, where you're talking about drugs, drinking, etc., etc. So when you think about using music in the right way, it's actually really, really good for you. Like you think about ebooks.
Right.
Why do people listen to ebooks? Because people want to listen to it.
Right.
It helps you to capture it.
Yes.
And when you think about music, you get the tune of it.
Right.
You start remembering it. If we, get out good point of view, good information in music, that's the reason we would start something like that.
Right. To add to your point, there is that the way music is being consumed now is very easy. right? Like today you can actually, the mics are shrinking, the speakers are shrinking. Today music is accessible to you even on your cell phone. It is. And you have these fantastic speakers that, your earpods that come in that you can use. But more than anything else, what we have to realize is that music has an extremely scientific impact on our brains.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you actually see your brain and you see the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex, the brains, the music actually helps you shut the tabs. Like you have to look at your brain as a computer, right? Today, if I have to explain it to you in a layman's language, your computer has many tabs open.
Yes.
Right? Usually, that's what happens to your brain, right? So you're continuously thinking, you're working, you're multitasking, so on and so forth. So there are a lot of tabs that are actually open in your brains, in your prefrontal cortex. Music actually helps you shut it down and keep the ones that you actually want to open. It kind of reboots your system. It's a restart of your brain. So if you actually take science and you combine music can also be used a lot in therapy. Like right now we've launched music therapy in hospitals, in which we're not only working with hospitals to reach out to music as a good feel factor, but actually to even cure people. I wouldn't actually, cure is a very big word, but help them in the process of curing.
Basically, does it like accelerate the process, or maybe it elevates their mind?
It elevates their mind. So what happens is there are certain neurotransmitters that are actually released in your brain when you listen to music, right? And that is called serotonin, and that is actually very, very important for the hormone called dopamine.
Yeah.
That is the one for happiness.
Dopamine is
right. So music affects our moods, right? And there's enough data out there to prove so that music definitely affects your mood. Think about it, if you're in a traffic jam and there's this honking that's happening and all of them, and your favorite song plays on your radio, your mood lifts.
Exactly.
You're cool with it, you're happy with it, and you go with the flow. Or say if music brings back a memory. If supposing today if I'm listening to a happy song, I immediately feel happy. A dance song, I start snapping.
And that's where beats and lyrics play a big part in it.
It kind of actually synchronizes a lot of people on a emotional plane that they want to be. So of course, music actually crosses boundaries. Tomorrow I can go to a club in really, say in Spain, and they've got the salsa going on there, and then you start dancing to the Latino music, and you're doing the salsa, and you will actually turn around and you will dance with someone you probably don't know. It's kind of an icebreaker.
Yeah.
It will help me be less coy of myself and more open to the atmosphere around me.
The music helps you open up. That's where you don't even know what the lyrics are, but the beats, the vibe, that helps you open up, be free. So whether that be sad songs, changing your mood there, or maybe upbeat songs to uplift yourself and be a little, when you go to the gym, you listen to those kind of songs so that you can do more, do better, work harder. So, anybody who listens to Kanye West Stronger, I do whenever I go to the gym, it helps me out a lot. So these kind of songs, that's where I agree with everything that your company is based on, is that music is something which is just not broadened enough.
It's a universal language, if I have to put it in one word. Like you said, like in the gym, it helps you so much. Exactly. So we also do music for retail. Now today, if you get into a diesel store, like an example would be like diesel is urban, it's young. If I'm going to play a ghazal in the background, you're not going to go through the words, right? So you're even laughing at it right now. So the kind of music that they play in a diesel store will be extremely different to what they may play in an LV store. Right? Because LV will be more classy, it'll be more jazz oriented, a little bit of blues and stuff like that. And diesel will be like racing music, because the kind of clothes they have, the kind of the vibe that they have is racy. It's urban, it's modern, it's fast.
Upbeat,
exactly, it's upbeat. So we don't realize how music actually affects the mood that you're in. There are studies in which what they do in restaurants. Usually the 7 to 8, the earlier tables, they kind of play slow music because you want to eat your meal well. And then when the traffic starts coming in at 9, is when they want you to start eating quickly so they can turn tables over, and that's when you start playing a bit of the fast music, because you tend to eat faster with that, and you churn tables faster. So we've done in-depth studies in all of this, and we kind of also help organizations create the right kind of music throughout. That's
so changing the topic a little bit, being a mother of twins,
not twins, I don't have twins.
No. Being a mother of two,
Two.
Being a mother of two, so how has it been, that journey of being a mom plus an entrepreneur? Because being a womanpreneur is something which is really on the rise right now.
Right.
And there's a lot of support for women getting out in the business world, starting their own organizations.
Right.
So, how long has it been for Happydemic?
So me and my partner Amar Pandit, we started Happydemic. We actually conceived Happydemic in 2015. By the time we took a year to understand, the business model that we wanted, the 5-year plan that we required, and what we needed to grow, and at what point do we want to scale. Right, so we spent a lot of time in actually making a very solid business model, and that's after that we started with just a 3-member team in the initial 1 year, and then I think by the end of the year, we launched on 17th of April 2016.
Okay.
By end of April 17, 2017, we just had 10 members. The idea was first, it's different when it's on paper and when the tire hits the road. So we said, let the rubber hit the road, and let's figure out exactly whether we need to pivot, whether we need to tweak, whether the model is working, not working. Let's have a proven business model, and then push in more funds, and then grow it, and then after a while scale it. And today we're at that breaking point of scaling, because we've grown phenomenally well in the past 3 years.
500 cities.
500 cities.
That's
exactly.
3 years. That's a lot.
Yeah. So more than the data, I think what also proves is what I completely believe in is your PL, your profit and loss sheets, right? So we are breaking even, and for a startup to break even in a 3-year span is phenomenal. We are doing around 10 to 15 crores of business a year. This year we should close that much. My team from 10 members has moved down to a 40-member team. And so we're doing well, and now we're at a point that I think we want to scale, because growing is happening organically, and we're very happy with the ROIs that we're getting there.
So, being India, there's so much distribution right now. So many artists are trying to get out, trying to find their niche. Maybe somebody wants rap, somebody wants, ghazal music, etc., etc. How do you find the artist who wants to, who's dedicated to doing something like this? Because right now everybody who's putting out music is doing it for views, is doing it for, okay, I want to do this because, I want people to watch my videos.
Right.
But when you want to find an artist who makes such music, who wants to make such music, so is it about actually just getting an artist who can just perform this well, or is it about somebody who's actually dedicated to this cause, who's working with this cause?
So okay, that's a good question. So what happens is that, especially Happydemic as a business model, what we know is that there is an incoming point for an artist, right?
Yeah.
So we don't have artists on our platform who use music in a form of a hobby, right? We have artists who are on our platform who are musicians, or that have dedicated their life and their livelihood to music.
Yes.
Right? And then also you have a drop-off point. Where that once the artist goes through the journey of being discovered, retained, groomed, given work, then taking off. And after they take off, there is a drop-off point that you have. Because once you're popular, you won't find a Shan on my platform.
Yeah.
Right? So answering your question is that it's very critical for us as a company to understand where the artist actually stands. So today I know our artists so well that we know that which artist is a composer, which artist can actually go out there and build which genre of songs, what they're good at, what they're bad at, what they should not do more than what they should do. I think that's one of the key things that we tell our artists. We said, focus on your genre. It's very important today that if I'm good at ghazals, I stick to ghazals.
Yeah.
It's great to be versatile, but you don't have to be versatile.
Yeah, you don't have to be a jack of all.
You don't have to. Yeah. You don't have to. And I keep telling my art, so I have some artists saying, "Ma'am, मुझे retro करना है, but अभी वो rap का ज़माना आ गया तो मैं rap करूँगा." I said no. I'm like, you can't do that today. Just because stand-up comic is popular, I don't stop music and go to stand-up. Exactly. Because tomorrow if stand-up is not, then I will I pivot to something else. I said no. You've got to focus and stick 100% to what you are comfortable in doing. Don't do what is asked of you. Do what you want to do. So we kind of also guide our artists very well in terms of that. They see, artists are greedy. They love the mic and they want to do everything, and they think they can do everything. And we kind of a lot of times have to tell them that
this is the right path for you.
Yeah.
This is where
sometimes,
you can't always do everything.
I've gone and told people also. I've told some artists who come, "Ma'am, I've sung for 4 years and I want to leave my job and I want to sing," and then they sing and I tell them, I said, don't. I said, please don't do what you're doing, because you with what talent you have, you're not going to get anywhere. See, I always tell my artists one thing.
It is a cutthroat industry.
It is a cutthroat
music
industry.
Is a cutthroat
very,
industry.
very. I've seen Shan, my husband, in it, and touchwood, we've been lucky the way things have progressed. But it's cutthroat. It's your validation is on the last hit song you had. So it's very difficult industry to cope with. It's not as easy as people think it is, and the fame and all of that. No, it's not. I always tell, even when your ability to do something is very high, but your passion for it is low, it becomes a job.
Exactly.
Right, but when your passion is high and your ability is low, it's a hobby. And when your passion ability is great, it becomes a career. Yeah. So a lot of artists that come in, I tell them, I say, your passion for music is fantastic, but your ability is not there. So let's just stick to it as a hobby.
It's kind of like, I want to pursue music, but I don't have the right talent to do it.
Exactly.
But maybe I need to have the talent plus the passion in order to make it.
Absolutely.
Like when you start Happydemic, everybody has that one vision.
Absolutely.
What
so I'm not
is that
here,
vision?
Yeah.
Is that
I'm
vision,
not here to play the valuation game at all.
Yeah.
It's a startup, we're doing extremely well, we've been valued well, but I'm not here for the valuation game. That's why all the VCs have approached us. Their first question is, what is your exit strategy? And I said,
exactly.
आप पूछो ना कि what is my 5-year plan or my 3-year plan? Or आप पूछो ना first to me that what am I going to do with the influx of money? Where am I going to spend it? What are the ROIs of your money that will come in? So the minute a VC will come and ask me, okay, what is the exit strategy? I said, exit strategy is that I will exit through your door. It's as simple as that. So I'm not here for that.
You want to take your time.
It is a social entrepreneurship. But I'm not a non-profit making organization. I mean, if I'm not going to earn money, how much can I self-fund it? I can't.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have to have a business plan that is workable and sustainable. That's what we have. The plan is right now is we're looking for individuals that are interested in helping us scale. So scale is our next big thing. I want to open offices in 2 other cities. One is Hyderabad, and the other one is either Bangalore or Gurgaon.
Gurgaon.
Yeah. Like basically the corporate hubs.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So I'm planning. So that is our this. Growth has happened, like I told you. Big difference between growth and scale. So we want to scale up this year. The way to scale is obviously go digital because that's the only way you scale.
Yeah.
So we want to actually
Going digital is a big place,
going
especially
tech.
in music.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've already started the process of going tech in there. Although we're a tech platform, you have everything on. We have everything like we're like the Airbnb for artists.
Yeah.
You can actually go on our website and book an artist to come and play anywhere.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So we have that option.
You should market that really well.
Yes. So now our thing is my aim is
because
that
that's
how
a big
you
market.
use
Booking of talent.
Absolutely. So how you how you use PDF as for your documents, as a default for documents. I want to get Happydemic to a stage where it's a default for artists.
It's a default for artist booking and booking of
booking
talent.
and also showcasing talent.
Yeah.
So I think yes, and if I've had this question asked me that Ola has an Uber, Scoopsy has a Swiggy. What do we have? Actually, we don't.
You do.
We don't.
There was an app called Fire, F-Y-R-E.
Yeah, but it crashed.
It crashed.
Yes.
It crashed very bad, but
because they didn't. Because it was a B2C application,
exactly.
right? You're never going to sustain on B2C on especially platforms.
That's where they went wrong, right?
Yes.
That's the point. Facebook wasn't there first. AOL was.
Yes.
AOL didn't make it. The person who made it was the person who realized, you know what, I can do it better. Fire tried, but you think you can do it better. You're trying to uplift that. Maybe you're not, inspired by them. But
yeah, but it's good to know what mistakes they made so you don't make it.
Exactly.
That's very important to do. I mean, I'm not even the type to say that, I have no competition, I'm my own competition of balls. I'm not none of that. I'm very much here to, go out there and grab the bull by its horns and, make the Happydemic really, really successful. Touch wood, we've been very, very, I wouldn't even say lucky because a lot of, work has gone in. Hard work has gone in, I mean, nothing has fallen into our lap. I remember calling up artists, each one of them and saying, "Okay, up ye batao, please give me this detail, please give me this detail." We started with 100 artists. And then of course, once a networking effect on any platform kicks in, it's different. Then it's a compounding effect. You go.
One artist tells his friend artist, this tells this. Exactly.
But you also see it's tricky because sometimes you may not want to pass on the word. So how do you incentivize someone to do it for you?
Yeah.
Right. So we've got referral programs for artists, we have referral programs for customers, we have referral programs for corporates and so on and so forth. Of course, Shan being the ambassador, there's already a sense of trust that comes with his name, which I think we have.
Brand assurance would be something which you have that edge on.
We do 110% it's because of Shan. I mean, today if you open my website, the first face you see is of his.
Exactly.
But we've been so we are. I mean, it's been mistakes made along the way. It's learning from those mistakes, pivoting at the right time, cutting your losses if required, being agile. It's very important that in a business that you start being agile. And don't stick to your, some people are so stubborn and so in love with that idea that they don't understand that it's collapsed. It's dead. It's like it shouldn't be at the barn. It's gone.
Exactly. Sometimes you need to move on
and
do new
stuff. You can't be in love with the idea more than in love with the business. Okay, so I always tell, everyone who walks into the organization, I said, always be agile. If somebody, so like now this new big thing is that, ma'am, they're joining what's their JD, job description? I say, write everything. I mean, my card reads CEO, Chief Everything Officer. I do everything in my office. Like there is no work that I will not do towards I will do. If I have a corporate meeting and I have guests and my office boys are busy, I will serve tea. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, like I went to the startup where they were like, even for the people who were the peons there, etc., they were like CCO, that the Chief Cleaning Officer, etc., etc. So you're not bounded by exactly what your job description is. Everybody at one day is actually equal. Of course, you have whatever differences. somebody might be your boss, etc. But on that mental level, you can always come to each other, talk to each other about something.
Yeah, it's
in order
important.
to go, higher and higher.
Absolutely. I mean, we have systems in place. I mean, today if I actually apply for an ISO, I will get it. But that's not what it is, right? I mean, there are processes in place. I wanted to initially start off with no designations, but usually after a while, flat organizations don't work. Especially when you start increasing your team strength.
You need to create
you
hierarchy.
Yeah, the hierarchy pyramid. But it's great to have hierarchy with an open door policy.
Yeah, the communication.
Yeah. So where like everyone knows in my organization that between 2 to 4:30, anyone can walk into my office with any freaking problem, and we talk it out. So we've got so there are processes in place which are important for an organization.
That's very important.
Yes, because you have to start automating things
Yeah.
after a while, right? I mean, how much of human touch can happen? Some processes need to be automated. Some processes need to be eliminated, and some processes need to be delegated. And if all three don't happen, then you know that if all three can't happen, then you have to do it. That's how the pyramid works for me.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
for
Pleasure.
telling me exactly about the business and your insights. I hope you guys like. Please do like, subscribe, and share this video. And if you want to listen to our audio podcast, you can go on Spotify, iTunes, etc. So thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, guys.